Welcome all of you to my channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. I will tell you about a small trip that we did recently. It's in near Katwa in Burdwan. It's a place called Purbasthali. And a lot of people have heard of Purbasthali, but what it is actually famous for, many do not know. But then, when you hear about Pakhiralay, and when you hear about it's related to birds, then you come to realize that it must be something to do with birds. But well, it's got more to it. Then people do refer to it as the Amazon. You have then they refer to it as a place for picnic and a place for boating, a place for a day's outing. So all this put together, it really aroused a lot of curiosity. But then I was aware that after all, what we are going to see is birds. So I said, well, it will make a nice episode from my YouTube channel, and so we set out. We had booked a place which initially was a government constructed guest house, but then now it's under private management, and so the fooding and other things are managed by private parties. But then we did book for two of us, myself and my wife, and we set out for Purbasthali. Let me first give you a hint of what it actually is famous for and what it is about. Whatever I'm going to tell you now is an attempt to assess the state of existing avian fauna found in the Purbasthali wetland, locally known as Chupi, and also to investigate into the impact of the human intervention on it. Floodplain wetlands are biologically prolific, species-enriched, lacustrine ecosystem on the globe. Purbasthali Oxbow Lake lies in the border between Nadia and Burdwan districts of West Bengal. A neck cut out of the river Bhagirathi. The natural habitat of the lake accommodates about 74, or maybe nearly about 100 species of birds. About 52% of them are these migratory birds. 3% of this is are migratory in nature. They come from far off countries as far as Siberia and other places. And about 25% of the total avian species here are recorded as rare and 36% of the birds found here shows a negative growth population worldwide. The encroachment of the human society that we saw around the place through expansion of agricultural activity, reclamation and transformation of bank areas of wetland into agricultural fields adversely affect the biological resources of the concerned lake, Chupi. Relatively diversity index has been used to examine the diversity of the bird species by order and the families. It is necessary to improve the ecological resources of the wetlands in order to keep the avian community by reducing further degradation through proper management. And, the other thing is this Pakhiralay, which is referred to as Pakhiralay also, it's a 9-kilometer long oxbow lake, and which of course always attracts these birds across the globe. You can have sort of this place is not only called Chupi but Chupi Chor, and it meets its feathers friends in winters every year. You can have a near glance of flocks to gadwills, Eurasians, Wichens, northern pintails, kingfishers, intermediate egret, the sandpiper, the pochard, and many more. A riverine oxbow lake is a cluster of islands comprising the Purbasthali Gangetic Isles, complex locality on the meandering course of river Bhagirathi and Hooghly. A distributary of the river Ganges. In the east, Bardhaman districts of West Bengal, popularly known as the Purbasthali Bird Sanctuary. This natural lake spreads over almost 3.5 square kilometer, and the channel of water extends in a closed loop for almost 10 kilometers. The lake is fed with fresh river water through a narrow opening. Two progressive and two vibrant villages, Kasthashali and Chupi, are situated beside the lake. Every year, with the onset of winter, the wetlands of Purbasthali are aflutter with the calls of migratory birds. The visitors to this place can take a boat ride on the crystal clear water of the lake and enjoy a magical mosaic of nearly, as I had earlier mentioned, about 100 species of resident and migratory birds. Apart from being a heaven for migratory birds, Purbasthali is also steeped in history and religion. Temples and ruins are scattered all across the region. I inquired from the locals. My moatman confirmed that there are about maybe 24 or more villages around the place. And we heard a lot of religious songs being played in, around the area, in the banks of that huge lake. Somebody told me that when I inquired, where is this songs coming from? They said it's called the Ghosh village. Ghosh is Gram. That is what they call in, the village is called Gram in Bengal. So, and that's the biggest, the highest populated village, Gram, whatever, is in that area. And of course, afar you can visualize the Mayapur. This place goes up to that, and you can see the main temple. The profile of the temple, the Mayapur Hare Krishna temple, and the ISKCON, what is called, was famous. It's worldwide. And as you approach with the boat, you get a fantastic view of that beautiful temple, which is still, I'm told, is under construction. So, all in all, it was a fabulous trip as our boat moved through this, silent, peaceful waterway, and it's not a motorboat. It's just a paddle boat. It's not, we don't paddle. You have a boatman who paddles you, and then as you close down towards the birds, and you see the birds fly away, but they don't fly anywhere far. They only fly from one part to the another part, and they're quite used to it because there are hundreds of these boats that keep plying in the winters. People come to see them. So all these birds have also, over time, got used to this, silent boats approaching them, and then they sort of think that, well, it's not out of fear actually, it's the closeness to the humans. After all, they're wild birds. And from the places most of them come from, far off in Siberia and other places where they may not see humans at all. But then most of these, when they come to this water body, this oxbow lake. Yeah, they get used to the humans coming close to them and having a look at them. What beautiful birds they are. And then what do you call? You see rare birds. People go there to see very, very, very famous pochards, which is, of course, it's sort of a VIP bird there, and people really go down to hunt them with their cameras. And then you see the osprey, which is another famous bird. And what it does is people wait hours and hours together, hoping that this osprey is going to catch a fish and go and sort of have its meal. And so they wait till the osprey is able to catch that fish and starts its meal. And they try to picture that moment. And then, of course, the pochard that I said is a red-crested pochard. And it's such a fabulous, gorgeous-looking bird. In season, I can tell you, I've confirmed from people, that place is just packed with people, packed with visitors from all across, Bengal, and of course, bird lovers from all, photographers, especially from all across India and outside, who for them just taking pictures of birds gives them that that great satisfaction that they are able to picture these wild birds. So the birders are a special people. These special people who are loaded with fabulous cameras and equipments and all that, and their only ambition is that whenever they get time off, from work and from social responsibilities, they like to rush off to places where they can see wild birds, and these beautiful, beautiful wild birds. So most of these boatmen will have a lot of this, in their mobiles. They will have a lot of pictures because they have been taking photographers from all across, the country and outside. And when they take pictures and then they go and they usually send them, on WhatsApp. They send the photographs to these boatmen. So most of these photographs that I'm sharing with you are not all that I have taken myself. I may have just taken a few, but most of them are from the boatmen. The boatmen have passed them to me. They've been, I don't know who the photographers of these, all the beautiful photographs of these birds, but they're not named. Nobody's named them. It's just, they may be just great photographers, of course, but they're amateurs. They don't really sell their photographs or something like that. So they share it with the boatmen, and the boatmen, I sort of, because I went for a day or two, and you can't take all the pictures of all these birds. They don't come all at a time, and it's not possible for And I'm a sort of I have a bit of equipment, but I'm not all that great a photographer, who is competent to take such great pictures moving from a moving boat. So, but anyway, I did take some pictures, which you can see, some small videos, and some pictures of birds. But most of them, my excellent team of boatmen who actually took me around the place have been kind enough to share them with me, and I have shared them with you. So please go through them, and remember, Purbasthali must be on your hit list now to go there and have a holiday, maybe for a day or for day or two. But it's worth it, I tell you. And if you're a bird lover, you will find it's a paradise for you. With these words, I say bye-bye and see you again in my forthcoming episode of Animals and Pets with Partha.